Hello there and welcome to an Elite FPL members video / coming out live now, premiering on YouTube. I just thought I'd do a response to Jason's transfers that he did today, literally today at, 2 o'clock in the, well, he probably did it 1 o'clock in the afternoon, whatever, same difference. And he did a -8. We'll go into that in a minute. If you don't know what he did, we'll keep you on tenterhooks. If not, if you do know what he did, doesn't matter, does it? Because you already know. But I'm sure people are interested to hear my thoughts about Maddison captaincy and everything. And I'm sure there are some people like, well, aren't you going to gloat about this? No. I'm not. When I say I'm not a hypocrite, I suppose what I'm trying to get at is that I'm not somebody that wants to scream and shout about a team that played abysmally like Man United and allowed Man City to walk through them, and then bang on about the fact that how amazing it is that I've captained Maddison and that, yeah, he's almost equalled Haaland's points, despite the fact that I actually called the Leicester game. I said 4-1, it ended 3-0, which begrudgingly annoys me because obviously Ward came through for Jason, which just takes the fucking piss. With 8 points. Not only did he get a clean sheet, he got a bonus point as well. And I can already hear putting someone in the comment, because I've seen some pieces of shit do it before. God, he's had a good game week and he's still complaining. But the thing is, people don't actually listen to what I say. Same with some dickhead on the YouTube earlier. Why are you doing your transfers so early? Well, Jason said 500 million times I'm doing them because I just want to get them out of the way so I don't have to think about them all week. Exactly. Listen. Listen to what these people say. Listen to what I have to say. When you actually listen, you realise, oh yeah, actually, Steve-O wasn't ranting about Haaland captaincy. He was actually ranting about how bad Man United were and the fact that no one in a million years, again, we go back to what Dread FPL said yesterday, no one in a million years thought that Haaland would get what he did. A brace at best. And even then, that was looking at it optimistically. Jason just said it just now on his video. He said this. Once I load it up, here we go. He said this. Come on, load up.
Wow, what an opportunity of gaining rank. Because everyone in the top 10k is going to captain Haaland. Everyone in the top 50, like, everyone is going to captain Haaland. Like, anyone that's seriously playing the game. Because of the fear, right? But is anyone actually going to captain someone different?
Karma, baby.
Maybe De Bruyne.
Steve-O, maybe. And it's true. Dread also made a point that, oh, by the way, the person that's wondering how quick I say fire talk, well, it's been now 3 minutes, 5 seconds. So you've lost your bet there. I think I mentioned Dread 6 times already. Dread FPL making the point, and Jason virtually agreeing in that stream that he did, that basically, look, we've got a perma captain now in Haaland. Which, by the way, all these people that are like saying, well, we had it with Salah last season. No, it wasn't like this. There is no way in hell it was like this. Because you still felt, well, actually, I could captain Kane. I could captain Son. I could captain, Winnersh. There was nowhere near to the extent of where it's like, just stick the captaincy on Salah. But it was also a case of, well, I may as well just stick it on Salah. But with that trepidation of like, actually, I think there could be better players in my team, but I don't know. Whereas this is just Captain Haaland. Captain Haaland. Don't worry about it, just Captain Haaland. It's crazy. It's like that argument that people used to have back in the day. 5 years ago? What would it be like if Messi and Ronaldo were in the Premier League? For fantasy football, just perma-captain them? What would it be like if you played La Liga fantasy football? What would it be like? Just Captain Messi, just Captain Ronaldo. A bit like this, and it is like Dredd said, just build a squad around Haaland. And let's just get on with it. I mean, the reality of the situation is that, yeah, I did say that I would stream after the game if Maddison was to do something. Didn't even watch the game. I was in bed by I think I shut everything down at 7 o'clock. By 7:10, I'm asleep and waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning. Once I've had my breakfast and anything, put on YouTube for the bill, and then literally, I'm not joking, I was like, oh yeah, the Leicester game. Sky Sports. What the fuck? What? And then, yeah, he pops up, Maddison, 2 goals and an assist, and it's just fucking nuts. It's dream world. I said on a members video yesterday, I said this. I went, optimistically, I'd expect, this is about as optimistic as you get, 2 goals at most from Maddison. That's what I said. Go back on the members video, see it. I said 2 goals, maybe a goal and an assist. Best case scenario, realistically would be probably a goal or probably an assist. That's it. But to come away from that game, 2 goals, an assist and a clean sheet, admittedly he got a yellow card. It's just ridiculous. And what frustrates me is it's like, if it wasn't for Haaland coming through doing what he did, I've got that differential captaincy right. But he did. He came through. He did what he did. And we move on. Yeah, Cage Paps? We move on. There was an individual in Discord who I did screenshot, but I thought I can't be bothered to highlight him. That did literally write that. They said something like, oh, I'm just gutted I captained Salah. But we move on. Hey, Cage Paps? Still haven't mentioned Firetog yet, Steve-O. No. I mean, I only had 10 players. Well, I say 10 players. I had 11 players, but my main player being Isaac, like, he's been injured. What could he have done in that 4-1 win against Fulham? What if Kafal had actually got a fucking clean sheet? What if he'd actually played and got that clean sheet? What if I slipped on a bar of soap in the bath? I'd be killed, as Homer Simpson says. But yeah, I mean, I'm still relatively happy with the team, barring, if we're going to go down the Jason route of like, I look at my team and think, where are the issues here? He's right. Kafal is one of them. But then again, I say that. But is he really that bad? Their fixtures are good. By the way, if some cunt decides to say, why don't you go for Kafal though? He's a rotation risk. Look at the fixtures. He's played every fucking game this season. And yet the one fucking game I decide that I need him to play, he doesn't. He gets benched for some whatever fucking reason. And they get a clean sheet. But, yeah, you look at, what's their face? West Ham's upcoming fixtures. And, by the way, I'm not suggesting for 1 minute I'm going to be playing Kafal. My back 3 is Cancelo, Trippier and Kafal. Reece James. But West Ham's next fixtures, Fulham at home, very good fixture. Southampton away, very good. Liverpool away. Bournemouth at home, decent enough. There is a chance for maybe 2 clean sheets out of the next 4. If he plays. This year, 90, 90, 74, 67, 90, 90, 90. Wolves, 0. Piss take. But we move on. But no, I mean, the only downside to my team is going to be listening out for the old team news for Mitrovic and Isaac. Now, if Mitrovic is ruled out for a few weeks, see you later. He's gone. Isaac, again, waiting on news about whether or not he's going to be playing. I'm just going to wait on that team news. And once again, if Eddie Howe comes out and says, well, that's Dread FPL, that. Well, no, he's got a really annoying voice, hasn't he? He sounds like he's from Kent. I can't do a Kent accent. Yeah, well, it's one of those where Wilson is probably going to be out for a few weeks. And, if he comes out and says Isaac's injured for 2-3 weeks, goodbye. But my immediate thought processes were Costa and Daka in for those two. But again, I'm just going to wait on news. Now, Martial is tempting. He was another thought process, but not really until Jason kind of mentioned it. I can already hear him saying, copying me. Yeah. I'll admit that here. As he states, 6 point now. The only downside to him is their fixtures. Everton away. He said it was very funny what he said. He was like, I'm not fearful of Everton. What are they going to do? Because people are saying about the fact that they've got a really good defence. They have. They genuinely have. Funny enough, a bit like Man United before they went into the Man City game. As I keep banging on about, hadn't conceded more than one goal since losing to Brentford, going into the Man City game, beating Arsenal and Liverpool, and that's what happens. So maybe it could be the same for Everton. Maybe this Everton game could be the kick up the backside, and actually, Everton capitulate, and maybe they lose 6-3. At the end of the day, Everton just can't score. Their fixtures of late, or even this season. This is their fixtures this season. 1-0, 2-1, 1-1, 1-0, 1-1, 1-1, 0-0, 1-0, 2-1. 2 2-1s. One of them was a win. One of them was a loss. The win was just the other day against Southampton, who are a sack of shit. Topped him. You're a sack of shit. And I know you know this. Who was the other game? Karma, baby. Yeah, they lost 2-1 to Aston Villa, one of the very few wins that Aston Villa have got under their belt. But the reality of the situation is that they got James Tarkowski, James Tarkowski, and Connor Cody. They've clearly improved their defence, thanks to them two. Well, they weren't exactly England internationals, but you know what I mean. And I think, looking at this game early on, if I'm calling this game, I'm probably going to go 1-0 United, 2-0, 2-1. Yeah, Martial could be the guy that gets that goal/assists. History suggests a high-scoring win for Man United. In fact, on 3 occasions, Man United have scored 3 or more goals. 3-1, 2-0, 3-3, 4-0. And the last two fixtures, 1-0 Everton, 1-1. But we know what Martial can bring to the team. We know that Martial is the number one choice for Ten Hag. He wants the front three of Rashford, Martial and Sancho. That's his preferred front three. That's what he wants. Now, is Martial fit enough, as Bruce said? Who knows? But for me, I liked his transfers. I thought they were gorgeous. I thought, when you look at someone's team and you think, Christ almighty, Christ, that'll do. as Chris Finch says. I fear this team. I mean, what I'm going to do is deliberately bring it up on screen and show you exactly what his team is, because I think it's really good. The front three of Kane, Martial, and what's his face? Haaland. Let's just skip along here, skip along there. There we are. Lick of pain here, lick of pain there. If anybody gets that reference. So there is Jason's team up on screen. If you didn't see the stream earlier, we'll just play I don't know whereabouts he is chatting here, but let's just have a butcher's. Let's have a butcher's, yeah? And let's listen into what Jason has to say.
Lets him down. I don't think a lot of people are going to get in Martial. And this is why I want to go differential. I know for me against Steve-O, Martial and Kane and Dalot are three. So just to kind of go through the moves, right? So Martial, Dalot and Kane are going to be the transfers that I think can get me to that kind of, a bit of that edge on Steve-O. I think that, to be honest with you, Steve-O didn't have Tony anyway. But I think I've improved my attacking options, and I haven't really damaged my defense like in the process. So yeah, I'm really happy with the moves, and I've done them early. And the reason I've done them early is I'm not thinking about it all week, because what I tend to do is if I'm thinking about stuff, it'll be playing on my mind all week, and then I eventually get to this whole debate in my head, like why should I do it? Why shouldn't I do it? You know, I'll try and talk myself out of the moves. I'll try and second guess myself. Whereas if I just do them now, they're done. It's done. It's whatever happens. If I get price rises, great. I don't think I will, but if I do, then so be it. I'm super happy with it. So,
but why have you done it, Jason? You haven't explained yourself. Why you haven't done it?
I still all my chips. But
fucking twat.
598 points. Wow.
To that dickhead, you're a twat.
That's brilliant. What's your overall rank?
But yeah, I personally think that those transfers are very, very good. I think they bring a lot to make that team look really frightening. Genuinely frightening. It scares me. Does it scare you? Write in the comments below. But why would you do the transfers before the games? The Champions League? Why? Tottenham's fixtures. Upcoming for Harry Kane. Harry Kane, the player that's literally scoring every single week. I do find it ironic as well. It's like with Haaland, isn't it? Against Bournemouth. Is this going to be the South Coast? Haaland, in fact, there we are. I'll put the shitters in you now. Haaland against at home to the South Coast teams can't do anything, so he blanks against Southampton. Bournemouth. So Kane, Southampton, nothing. And then it's goal, 2 goals. Nothing against West Ham. Goal. It's ridiculous. And how many of them are penalties? 2 or 3? And he missed a penalty as well. And that was against Nottingham Forest. So I like those moves that Jason's done. I mean, I have no idea what I'm going to be doing. Well, I've got a general idea of what I'm going to be doing. Like I say, I loved what Costa looked like, but I think it's just a week too soon to be bringing him in. I want to keep an eye on him. Daka, on the other hand, I'm tempted by him. I'm tempted by Daka to bring in for their excellent run of fixtures. He's first choice. Let's get real here. Let's not beat about the bush. He's basically first choice. That finish that he did against Nottingham Forest last night was beautiful. I say his first choice, 17 minutes, 27-25, 0, 3, 90, 73, 28, but he was ill. But their fixtures, Bournemouth, Crystal Palace, Leeds, Wolves. Not bad. I know Dread's got him in. You know, Jason asked the question earlier, is anybody tempted to go with a different captaincy over Haaland this week? If I'm looking at it here, my gut instinct just immediately said Haaland anyway. Potentially Kevin De Bruyne. I'd have to look at history. I may look at the history and go, Kevin De Bruyne in games like this always gets double-digit hauls. I know Karma Baby's come out and said he's captain in... I think it was Karma Baby. Captain in Salah again. There's no real matches that stand out for me that go... You got to captain them other than Haaland. Or KDB. One of the two. Obviously Haaland, but... You know, Bournemouth versus Crystal Palace. 2-1. Chelsea Wolves. I don't know why I just see 2-1. I generally see Costa scoring against his former club. I just see it in the stars. You know, written in the stars by Tiny Temper. The WrestleMania 27 theme tune that I'm hearing every single week on SmackDown and Raw in 2011. Oh! Newcastle Brentford. That'll be a bit of fun. I mean, Jason's a bit concerned about getting rid of Tony. Forget it. Don't worry about Tony. Fucking useless. What, he got a hat-trick in one game, and barring that, he scored 2 goals. 5 goals all season. And then depending on what formation Brentford play, Thomas Frank. I'm fucking worried about them. Kane over Tony? Martial over Tony? Oh, yeah, thank you. Yeah, definitely. Brighton Spurs, different picture. Now, Kane's going to play. I don't think that's going to be a high-scoring game. I think that could be another tight 1-1, 2-1 either way. Crystal Palace Leeds, don't go anywhere near. West Ham Fulham. I think that could potentially be high-scoring if Mitrovic is fit. Arsenal Liverpool, can't call it. Everton versus Man United, I've already said 1-0, 2-0, 2-1 to United. Nottingham Forest, Aston Villa, forget it. I mean, people are saying target Nottingham Forest. I say this, target Nottingham Forest, Southampton, Leicester. Nottingham Forest had opportunities, okay. I know it was highlights. How can, as Georgina says at work, how can you say that? Just watching highlights. How can you? Because I can. But they had a few opportunities to score. Nottingham Forest. Better teams will be able to do this to them. To Leicester. Are Bournemouth a better team than Nottingham Forest? They're probably equal. Equal, yeah? But yeah, certainly the teams conceding lots are Leicester, Southampton. I mean, you could argue Brentford even. I know they had a 0-0, but they do concede goals. But certainly my immediate thought process is getting in Costa and Daka. That's just my immediate reaction. But I'm just waiting until Saturday, isn't it? Is it Saturday deadline day? Yeah, Saturday. So I'll be looking at maybe just waiting until the lastminute.com to see what I'll probably end up doing. If the news does come out that Mitrovic and Isaac are going to be out for a few weeks. Yeah, see you later. Get out of my pub, as Peggy Mitchell said. Right, you. Get out. Oh, yeah, that's what I wanted to say as well. Because obviously I only caught, this is what happened today with work. not with work, but which was fucking god awful at work today. When you're the only guy in charge for 4 hours and you've got to deal with everything. Jesus fucking Christ. Horrible. But what was I going to say? Jason stream. Yeah, so when I finished work, got downstairs, went to my locker room, went to check on Waze. Quickest way to get home. And it just said, a pop-up popped up, and I went, Elite FPL? What? And I just thought I was confused, and I was like, was that Premier League? No, it's Elite FPL. Because I don't subscribe to that many channels. I subscribe to about 8 or 9 channels. Oh, brilliant. Jason's done a video. And then it was live, and I'm like, this is fucking great. But Jason only, literally, as I joined, he was finishing. So I listened in to the stream, obviously, as I was going home, got half an hour in. And it's going to sound really weird. But firstly, I think the intro music is just sublime. I truly do think that this, and I am going to play it for my own benefit, just to piss people off. And you can't skip forward because it's a premiere, so fuck you. Alright, mate, calm down. Alright, mate, calm down. Don't ever go at me. I like your ideas. And, yeah, you're going to play it, Steve. Oh, yeah. Here we go.
I'm running away from the past I left behind. I'm looking for answers, but I'm blinded by the light. I'm lost in the music, and I stay.
And by the way, shout out to Jason for putting this intro together using Alex Volo's thumbnails. I think it's stunning, Mr. Simpson. I don't know what it is. It just brings something out in me, which, well, like Maguire there, very emotionally charged. I just think it's such a fucking good song. And I remember during when the hell was it? It was, I can't remember. I know it was a few months back. I was just listening into Virtual FPL. And I was just blown away by that particular intro music. Now I vaguely remembered it, but I really enjoyed the song, and I just couldn't stop listening to it every time it came on. It was just like the straight into it, bang, we're off. It's all happy music, really uplifting. And anyhow, I just. It's like an experience for me listening into a stream, which is really because Jason doesn't. Let's get real here. Jason's very, very busy with his work, so him doing a video is really special. And because most members have to get this fucking mugging, and for me, I don't listen to my members' videos back. And when I do listen to other videos that I've done the other day. Don't get me wrong, I laughed my head off thinking, am I actually saying this? I've said this before, am I actually saying this on a video publicly? Yeah. Oh yeah, you're doing it publicly. But it's a treat hearing Jason. And so I just put the stream on. I thought, you know what, I want to listen to the music. So I listened to it, and it's just something listening in to Jason speaking, and it's just not, without going down the same old rabbit hole, this boring thing of like hearing what other content creators are like, but it's just a bloke talking about what he wants to do with his team or his thought process as to why he wants to do with his team. But there's substance to it. And I was just so engaged. And also, when I was listening in live for literally 3 minutes, you do want to start sending messages in. Like I sent in a few messages replying to what Jason was saying. And I understand where you guys are coming from whenever I'm live or whatever, and you're instantly reacting to what I'm saying. Now, my thought process is I kind of want Jason to read out my message and acknowledge it. But also, I'm kind of being part of the stream by messaging in. It sounds really weird. And if he doesn't answer my points, he doesn't answer my points. You know, so be it. But yeah, I just really, really enjoyed the I'll be listening to the rest of it. Just enjoyed the half an hour that I did listen to. I thought it was fucking brilliant. But yeah, I like I said, without going over and over it, I really liked his moves. I thought they were brilliant. Personally, I think the minus A. He said that he won't consider Captain Martial. I would be avoiding that like the plague. Are Man United playing this week as well in the Champions League or the Europa League or whatever fucking competition they're in? Am I right in saying that? Let's find out right now. The answer is yes, they are against Omonia Nicosia. Who? Never heard of him. In the Europa League. So never heard of him. And, you know, there's an unlikely chance, but obviously doing transfers early, there is the risk of injury. But I think Jason will be fine this particular game week. You know, as he stated, he's done it for the potential price rises, get ahead of the curve. WhoScored.com are predicting Martial to start alongside Ronaldo and Alanga. So yeah, you know, it could turn out that Martial scores and gets an assist versus this team, and then hey presto, player in form, 2 goals against Man City, a goal and assist versus this Omonia Nicosia. Happy days. We move on, Cage Paps. But time will tell. And like I say, for me, my transfers aren't exactly going to be like Jason thinking, Jesus fucking Christ, Stevo, he's got in Costa. Whoop-de-doo. The only reason why I'm seriously looking at Costa is just simply because of his performance. His performance against West Ham when he came on, I thought was magnificent. It was stunning, Mr. Simpson. Absolutely stunning. If no one understands that reference, it's from The Simpsons. Surprise, surprise. I think it's Series 2, maybe Series 3. And it's Carl, Homer's secretary. What does he say to Homer? Just go out there and say what you feel like. Let's get on to some fucking YouTube fucking comments before we yeah. David Worthington, these are members' comments. David Worthington was... God, people's English literacy is terrible. Was tilted after watching the Haaland display yesterday with Salah captain. Only an 18-point loss at the end of the day, though. Excited for the match tonight with Vardy over Maddison differential pick. Oh, God. Did Vardy do anything last night? I didn't feel like doing anything. Did he get an assist in the 4 goals? Let's have a look. The answer is... yeah, he got an assist. Wow, David, you must be feeling, well, sick of that. By the way, can I just make this point as well? It's like, I always say this, like, I pride myself on my predictions. Now, this week, for example, I'm not suggesting for 1 minute I did that great in the score predictor game. In fact, I did shit. But I did say that the Leicester versus Nottingham Forest game would be... I said 4-1. The History's had a good week. History's had a really good week. In fact, I always like looking at the history regarding the statistics and stuff. So, for instance, in the Arsenal game, every home team for the last 6 fixtures has won. What happened this week? Home team won. Leicester versus Nottingham Forest, it said there'll be goals galore. So, for instance, in the last 6, there were 2 2-2s, 1 3-2, 1 4-1. You can add a 4-0 into that. Wolves match. Despite Wolves' excellent record against West Ham, in the last 4, West Ham have won 3, and there's been 5 clean sheets across the last 6. What happened? West Ham won, clean sheet. Newcastle, 4 out of the last 6. Newcastle unbeaten against Fulham. Their last 2 away from home, 2-0, 4-0. You can add a 4-1 to that. The history's always really, really good. I mean, the Chelsea have won 6 out of the last 6. Well, guess what? They've now won 7 out of the last 7 against Crystal Palace. Always listen to the history. Gabriel Dalot replying to David. I had both Vardy and Maddison, so also disappointed to see Vardy not getting a haul, but that's the risk with differentials, I guess. We often feel stupid in hindsight, and only a few times we can feel proud we outsmarted everyone. Yeah, look, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I was a genius for Captain Maddison. Nah, get fucked, am I? No, of course I'm not suggesting anybody is saying that I'm a genius, but I went with... Here we are. This is the first time I'm actually referencing Firetog properly. I went with Firetog in my head. But Steve-O, if you think Leicester are gonna score the most goals out of all the 10 teams, captain the player from that team that you've got. That's what I did. Harbour Boy questioning my Australian accent. Yeah, I can't really do an Australian accent, to be honest with you. He's quite high-pitched, Harbour Boy, as well. So, very in the style of the guy in... Oh, God, in The Simpsons again. It's a bloody emergency. Tobias. David Hamil saying here, hopefully Maddison banging has cheered Steve-O up. I wouldn't go as far as to say it's cheered me up. It kind of reinforced, thankfully, my justified my captaincy. But I'm still doing absolutely shite at this game. I love a happy Steve-O. I also love an angry ranting Steve-O. Particularly love an uphill hiking Steve-O. I hate a sad Steve-O, though. I get a little sad when Steve-O is sad. Do you want to say sad anymore? It's very rare that I'm, quote, sad. I just get really pissed off, to be completely honest with you, with things that, you know, I expect something to happen realistically, i.e. the Man City game. I'm just absolutely fuming at how Man United allowed that to happen. That's what annoys me. It's rare that I get sad. The only time that I've ever been genuinely emotionally to the point of where I just want to fucking give up was it 2 seasons ago when I was just like, fuck this game, I quit. And honestly, I was just hovering my finger over the delete account. This is no joke. This is the absolute truth. Hovering over the delete account button. Was it last year or the year before? I think it was the year before. Because everything was just literally, well, it still is to be fair, but everything was literally just going against me. Anything I did, it would just backfire. No matter how logical the decision was, it would just backfire. And genuinely, I sent a message, because we had a WhatsApp group between me and Jason and Dan. And I literally put, I am not joking with you, I think I'm just going to quit this game. You two can just fucking do the streams yourselves. I can't be bothered with this bollocks anymore. And thankfully I just stepped away. And yeah, that was it basically. I just reevaluated. What did Mag say on Chain Wrestling? Reevaluate your life. I wouldn't go that far, but... David Hackinson. Bloody hell, I haven't had bloody hell. David Hackinson. Not a member anymore. The thing about people complaining about Captain Salah over Haaland, the facts are Salah / Liverpool have been shambolic this season. Yeah. And Haaland / City are just next level. Yeah. Haaland is a freak. Yep. And City have players who will continue to feed him big chances every game. Yeah, if you watched Pep Guardiola's little clipped clickbait video from the interview from Sky Sports, he's asked about Messi and Haaland, and he just basically went, well, Haaland's got the players around him to create, what you're saying, David, the chances, and he just puts them away. Messi could do it on his own. In fact, if you want to know what I'm the equivalent of in work... I'm no joke, I'm basically Messi. I can just do everything on my own and still get it done. Whereas there are other people that are like the equivalent of Haaland, but they need people like me around them to get the best at. Well, I'm not suggesting for 1 minute Haaland doesn't need these people. You know what I mean? I don't agree that it's effective ownership. The fear is the fact he will get chances every game. No. It is the effective ownership. It is. That's the fear. Also, it's just the simple fact that... in fact, it's both your arguments, David, to be honest with you. It is effective ownership and the fact that he's Haaland. So I'm just agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you on your actual point, and then I'm disagreeing with you with not saying about the effective ownership. Yeah, Dread FPL saying Steve-O walking in with the Madison cap like Vince McMahon. Yes. I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't... Like I said, I don't really like glowing, but... Oh, it was Bailey that said this. Christ, it was actually not Karma Baby, it was FPL Bailey saying he's going to captain Salah again. Gabriel Derop talking about me waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning and how with it being completely dark outside at 2 in the morning in either summer or the winter, it's still harder to get up at... Yeah. You won't understand that reference, that's an Office one. We have a response to Nick. Why are you doing your transfers early with 8 teams playing midweek? Me, as Jay said, to not have to think about them. His reply, that's the fun part. He might have to think about him much more if they get injured. Well, that's his problem then, isn't it? In fact, I hope if that does happen, Jason actually does a video about it. Be great. But, yeah. What else can I talk about? Absolutely nothing at all. As Ned Flanders says, nothing at all. I think overall, though, I'm just looking forward to just bringing on Game Week 10. It's just... I hate it when the games kick off at 3 o'clock. Although the only good thing about the fact that Saturday kickoffs are at 3 is that I can actually go out during the day and not have to worry about the fact there's a 3 p.m. kickoff on. A 12 o'clock, whatever time it is, 12:30 kickoff. That's the good thing. Then I can just actually do the 3 p.m. kickoffs. Yeah. So. Yeah. Anyway, I think I'm just going to end it there because I'm just waffling now. Just want to say everybody listening in on the premiere, hello. And yeah, as ever, if you want to support me and Jason, the easiest way to do so is just by hitting a like button. If you do enjoy the content and you want to subscribe to us, by all means, hit that subscribe button. Also, yeah, if you want to become a member, you can do. $1.99 for me doing Top Tim, you should know this, and so should Cage Paps and any other XFM fans out there.